guys, I'm back with another book review, and today I will be talking about Fangirl by Rowell. This book is about a girl named Kath who is 18 and she is starting her first year of college along with her identical twin sister Ren. And for their entire lives, Ren and Kath have done everything together. They've been inseparable. But Ren is looking towards starting college as an opportunity to sort of do her own thing and go her own way, and she tells Kath that she doesn't want to be roommates with her, that she wants to have her own experiences. And Kath is less than thrilled by the prospect of trying to meet new people and adjusting to life without her sister. One of the most important factors in Fangirl is the world of fanfiction. Kath is very heavily involved in the fanfiction community. She writes stories based on the Simon Snow books, and Simon Snow bears a very, very striking resemblance to the Harry Potter world, but not in a bad way. She, in fact, has been writing the same story. She's been working on the same story for over 2 years, and she is desperately trying to get it finished before the final book in the Simon Snow series comes out. For Kath, fanfiction is pretty much her means of escape. She throws herself into writing her stories because it's something that she knows she's good at, and she feels very insecure and has a lot of anxiety and insecurity issues in her everyday life. But writing fanfiction is something that she's very confident in, and she believes in herself when she's writing Simon Snow fiction, and to the point where she sort of forgets about everything else in her life and just sort of throws herself into her writing, which kind of gets in the way of her day-to-day life. Rowell is a really amazing author. There's no other way of putting it. She has a way with words that are it's just beautiful, and in the span of one chapter you will go from laughing and giggling and smiling like a crazy person to being kind of choked up and teary-eyed. My emotions were all over the place reading this book. I do have to say that I spent the majority of my time reading this book with a huge grin on my face. And the main reason for that is because I found myself being able to relate to Kath in so many ways. We share a lot of the same insecurities, we have a lot of the same quirks, and we both have a thing about not liking to smile and really not liking it when people tell you you need to smile. I encounter that a lot at work. A lot of people will come up to me and say, "Why don't you smile? Why don't you smile?" And I always figure, if you walk up to somebody and they're standing there with this just sort of demented grin on their face, wouldn't that be like 10 times worse than seeing somebody who's just standing there looking normal? But I digress. Anyway, I found myself being able to relate to Kath's character a lot. I absolutely loved Kath and Ren's father. Some of my most favorite moments in the book involve their father, and his character reminds me sort of this crazy mashup of both my parents, so I just loved him to pieces. So the majority of this book takes place over the first 2 semesters of Kath's first year of college, and we are introduced to Kath's new roommate, this girl named Reagan, who is pretty much the polar opposite of Kath personality-wise. She's very confident and take charge, and we also meet Reagan's sort of partner in crime, this very laid-back, sort of goofy, eternally smiling boy named Levi, who Kath develops this very sort of awkward, against her better judgment relationship with. That is pretty much the heart of this book. Her relationship with Levi is probably the thing that I loved most about the story. One of the things I absolutely loved about the character of Levi is that he's not your typical YA new adult hero character. He's not a pretty boy. He's not a bad boy. You know, there aren't pages and pages and pages of descriptions about how perfectly beautiful he is. He's very much awkward. He's very normal. Really sweet, really adorable, just kind-hearted, nice guy. And it's just so refreshing to read a book that features a nice guy as the hero. Without a doubt, the heart and soul of Fangirl is the relationship between Kath and Levi. I love the fact that Rowell didn't try and rush their story, didn't try and rush their relationship. It felt very believable to me. You know, it wasn't insta-love or anything like that. They were very sort of awkward around each other, especially Kath with Levi, although she's sort of awkward with everyone. But yeah, I mean, their relationship and their feelings for each other felt real because it wasn't rushed. It was handled in the right way. If I have any kind of complaints or issues with this book, it seems to be a theme in Rainbow Rowell's books that she likes to have very open endings, where the ending just sort of leaves it up to the imagination of the reader as to what happens next. But I like to have closure, and I've read 2 books by Rainbow Rowell, and both had what could be considered very open-ended endings, and I'm not a fan of that. But so yeah, other than the fact that this story pretty much just stopped, didn't really have an ending, the book was pretty close to perfect. So I gave it a big 6-star rating on Goodreads. I definitely recommend it, not only to people who like YA or new A fiction, but people who just enjoy a good, funny, sweet story. And also, another thing I loved about this story is the lack of angst. There's about this much angst in this book, and that is next to unheard of, especially in this genre of book. So I absolutely love that. I appreciate it when I can read a really, really good, sweet story that doesn't have very much angst in it, that doesn't make me want to fling my e-reader into the wall. And this was really awesome, and I loved it, and like I said, I gave it 6 stars on Goodreads, and I definitely recommend it to you guys. So that's about it. Let me know if you guys have read it, if you want to read it, and what your thoughts are if you have read it. And until next time, you guys, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later. Happy reading!